Diane.
Poor Eastleigh, you just woke them up. But Eastleigh, did you hear that? Because that was as much for you as the voters as it was for me, as it was for the people here at UKIP. Thank you everyone for making the time and the opportunity to join us here today. It really is an absolutely tremendous honour for me to stand here to applaud you and for the contribution that you made in the early hours of March the 1st, 2013. A moment in time that I firmly believe will go down in history in terms of its impact on the political landscape here in the UK. Let me for a moment just go back briefly and reflect on that trajectory that started on the 12th of February and which gathered pace, momentum and eventual impact on the day as it unfolded. It began with Nigel's campaign announcement that UKIP would create a four-way marginal in Eastleigh. Well, for those of you that got to know me over the 3 campaign weeks, he set the bar too low. UKIP was on a roll. Just look at Rotherham, look at Corby, look at the others. And I was determined with your help that we were going to beat his expectations. Those in the media, but more importantly, those of the 3 main parties, who at that stage, and I can confidently say this, considered us nothing more than a nuisance and one to be swatted away. Well, how wrong they were. From the beginning, you will well know that media interest was very, very intense. Yes, the Chris Hu scandal had a bearing, but far more importantly was the perspective that Eastleigh was going to be a straightforward fight between the coalition parties. You really do have to commiserate with Labour, don't you? They indeed not to be in the running from the word go. Interestingly, they took question time as their revenge tactic. Shame on them. Shame. It's a credit to absolutely everyone within UKIP that we rose to that challenge at Eastleigh and we surpassed all the expectations. Some of the complementary perspectives outlined by the leading media pundits, and I got to know some of them rather well, let me just recite to you what I was hearing. The professionalism of our campaign strategy and team, headed by Lisa, our communications management expertise, that's Clive, that's Damien, that's Annabelle. The quality of our tele-canvassing in our research. Thank you, Ray, thank you, Sandra, and thank you all to the Eastleigh constituency team. I could go on because there's just so many of you to recognise, but I did want to highlight some of those who stood by me day by day through that campaign. But you know what? Within days, the overriding message that was coming across from the media back to me and back to the team was, UKIP's playing to win. They're matching, they're even better than the other main parties. Crikey, they could even take this and they could win it. Amazing. I've been asked repeatedly, what was our magic formula? What specific aspect led us to the success we enjoyed in Eastleigh? My simple answer, we were consistent and we were credible with our messages. We'd listened to voters' concerns and we were prepared to address them openly and honestly. No Weasley words, no ducking responsibility, and no personal or gutter news attacks. We were good and we were going. Was resonating with those people who could vote in Eastleigh. They recognised our commitment, they recognised our honesty, they recognised our underlying credibility and our trustworthiness, and they saw in us a formidable force in the political scene, and they wanted to support us. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was where you came in and where you were starting to make it happen. No wonder then the frequently heard refrain from the three main parties, they've lost their way. When faced with a fresh approach to voter engagement, and that's what UKIP's offering, one that returns to a state of mutual understanding and mutual respect. But of course it's not finished. UKIP is now growing from strength to strength at a pace that I don't think even any of us could have realised 8 weeks ago. New members are at an all-time high, show no sign of abating. The media interest means we are now a contributor of views on all the mainstream political programmes. Scrutiny of our policies is now a regular feature of news articles. We are winning elections. Just look at the last few days and what we've achieved. And existing councillors defecting to us have become a weekly occurrence. Ladies and gentlemen, UKIP is now a real major player in the UK. It is the new political force on the block. I was just a candidate in Eastleigh. I represented what you mean as a party. You gave me that opportunity. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. But I thank UKIP for what it's doing for the UK political scene. Thank you, everyone.